So Shakal Be Majja in a very comical and a satirical way. We are all idiots, we are all losers. We've introduced this new term called Ghasmandus. For the first time, we're trying to make a comic element out of terrorism, and we're trying to say that it's all just funny, it's not just crazy. See, I think the title is very good. A lot of people have commented on the title saying that it's a very interesting title. Good writer can be a very good director. I also think every director should direct what he's written.
मेरा नाम है अंकित. मैं बुलाई तेरा भाई
ध्रुव, यो,
Rohan Govardhan Malhotra.
Oh Jesus. Shit.
ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਚਰ ਭੁੱਖੇ ਰੰਗੇ ਸਾਥੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੰਗਤੇ ਹੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਫਰੀ ਵੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈ ਗਏ ਪੰਗੇ ਤੂੰ ਹੀ ਬਚਾ ਲੈ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਗੰਗੇ ਭੁੱਖੇ ਰੰਗੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੰਗੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਹੈ ਚਾਰ ਲਫੰਗੇ.
Yeah, I always wanted to do things behind the camera, and this was something that was there in me since childhood, more than becoming an actor. But then, I started performing and I started doing performing arts. So it was technically I was following a route in which I would become an actor first. But then, this was a story I had written, and I wanted it to be presented in a way, the way I had perceived it and the way I had written. So that's the reason it made me a little more confident and finally take the step to actually direct the film. It's a very relatable and relative statement when we say Shakal Pe Majja. It's got all sorts of things that it's trying to say. One, that you can't really trust anybody by the way they look. Second of all, you might just underestimate another person saying that, he looks very, he's got that underdog thing to his face, so probably he's not going to be able to deliver. But eventually he's the one who comes out as a star and he, proves the point. So it's got something which is a part of everybody's life. Every day we get cheated. Friends get cheated, saying that, I trusted him. He looked very innocent and he was, he didn't look that he's going to cheat me, but eventually he did. So Shakal Be Majja is something which is a very, day-to-day statement. It's a statement that we might experience and something we might experience every day in our lives. But, it's portrayed in a film in a very comical and a satirical way. So that's what we've tried to do with it.
कहाँ से पकड़ कर लाए इन चारों को यार?
प्रेसिडेंट की तो नींद उड़ जाने वाली.
का तेरी
It's actually got a fun treatment to it. It's for the first time we're trying to kind of make a comic element out of terrorism, and we're trying to say that it's all just funny. It's not just crazy. It's all just funny the way they do all these things. And we've used stuff that they actually kind of blackmail the new terrorists with to join jihad and to do all of these things, which actually are nothing but futile. So we're treating the whole film on a funny note, on a very realistic note, and it's also partially based on a true story, which happened to me and three more friends about some 6 or 8 years back, where we got caught up at an airport and just went through crazy interrogations for no reason, for no rhyme or reason altogether. So I think yes, it's got an interesting message, and yes, we're trying to kind of tickle terrorism a bit, nothing more than that.
और इसे देखो, 1.5 फुट का है नहीं, छोटा शकील बनना चाहता है.
मैं तो वकील बनना चाहता हूँ.
मेरी शक्ल पे मज्जा पांडू, मैं क्या हूँ तुझे
भाई.
भोली भाली
Just look at their faces.
9/11 is a big thing. It's something. We in our promo we have a couple of shots of the plane banging into the World Trade Center. Honestly, when I look at it time and again, we've made a funny film, we've made an entertaining film, but when I look at the footage time and again, it's something that I can't just get over very easily. It's something which is done with a lot of precision and a lot of guts. So 9/11, yes, is a big thing in our film because so far we've seen films on the drastic effects of 9/11. You've seen films that are made which have kind of displayed a bad negative effect on what 9/11 did to people. Yes, there were also funny things that happened after 9/11, and a funny such story is what Shakal Pe Majja is all about.
हर जगह अफरा तफरी मच चुकी है, जिसके चलते पूरी दिल्ली में हाई अलर्ट घोषित कर दिया गया है.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डे पे एक बॉम्ब मिला.
निर्धारित समय से पहले स्कूल और कॉलेज के बम कनेक्ट किए.
9/11 केस के सिलसिले में 4 लड़कों को एयरपोर्ट सिक्योरिटी ने रोक लिया है.
The idea was not to be very slapstick. The idea was to be very straight-faced, very. It's black humor, it's black comedy. So you can't really kind of laugh to make the other one laugh. You can also be very serious, and you can just make a statement, but it could sound funny. So that's the kind of treatment that we've used in the film. and I think it's something that people are relating to. I mean, that's why Tere Bin Laden worked. I think that's why Peepli Live worked. Even for that matter, Fas Gaye Obama, and a lot of other films which are straight face humor, which are, you know, not on the face. So I think that is something that is working now. It's been tried and tested abroad. It's something which is also working here in India now.
मेरा नाम है अंकित. मैं बुलाई तेरा भाई.
Dhruv. Yo.
Rohan Govardhan Malhotra.
Oh Jesus. Shit.
See, I think it's the right time because, technically if you look at it from the trade point of view, you have 3 to 4 films coming out every Friday. I mean, honestly, we say that the theatre people are always fighting that they don't get good content. But the truth is that, we have a lot of content, but we don't have enough screens to display that content on. So I think you're already loaded with 3 to 4 films every Friday. So I think every Friday you need some good stuff. And we were kind of looking at it at the anniversary of the 9/11, of the 10th year of the 9/11 attacks. So which is a little near that period. So I think, yes, we'll make the most out of it. I mean, we have no choice, but we have to make the most out of it. We can't choose a Diwali period, we can't choose Christmas, and we can't choose like the other people do. But yes, we have to find a good Friday, find a good slot to release the film, and you need to get good inventory to do your ads and to do your promotions. You need to get a good time for getting your target audience on board. So I think it is a procedure. So I think we are good to go on this September. We are all idiots, we are all losers. We've introduced this new term called Ghasmandus, which is a slang. I mean, we've been a little clever in kind of abusing the other person. So this is a new slang which cannot be censored, and which is also a new term. So we are called the new Ghasmandus, and we're going to get everybody to become a Ghasmandu very soon. So we have this new website called jointheghasmandus.com. So you can also just join in, be a Ghasmandu along with us, and just tag along and do all sorts of crazy things. And yes, I mean, we are just fools who people always used to think are not going to be capable of doing something interesting, but we eventually tell them shakal pe mat ja. So that's what we all are all about. I hope so. I mean, we were trying to pitch it that way, but it's an interesting word. Like I said, it's an abuse, but in a very clever way. So the censor board does not object, as always. But we also have the forum that I told you about, the blog that I told you about called jointheghasmandus.com. We're going to have exclusive, unedited and uncensored videos, which probably the censor will not allow to go on television, but we're going to have it online. So very soon you're going to see a lot of Ghasmandugiri happening online and all over. I think you can censor this as well, but it's okay. See, I think the title is very good. A lot of people have commented on the title saying that it's a very interesting title. Secondly, I think the songs are very good. Songs are something which drive Indian films, Hindi films since forever. The third thing is that it's a very, very honest effort. I mean, I've not seen a film saying the same story before. I'm not saying I've not seen a better film. I'm sure there are a million better films, but I've really not seen a film saying and depicting the same story about these 4 guys getting caught up. So I think every film has its own story to tell, and if it's told in a good, convincing way, I think it's a good film. Yes, we have taken cinematic liberties. I will not say no. There are a lot of coincidences that are happening, but honestly, if you look at it, if you perceive the film correctly, and if you, after watching the film, actually want to go back home, write down all the points and say, okay, could this be possible? Yes, it could be possible. So I have been realistic to that aspect, that yes, whatever I have shown is possible. Whatever is shown in the film or is told through the story is pretty much possible. But yes, like all the other filmmakers, we have taken cinematic liberties. That's what we're supposed to do. Good writer can be a very good director. I also think every director should direct what he's written, or every writer should direct, like I said, what he's written. I think that's very important. But as an actor, depends. A lot of actors have just acted. Some people have kind of sat behind the camera. Maybe they've not officially been termed as the directors, but they've put in a lot of effort in the making of the film. They've contributed a lot in making sure that the film looks the way it is perceived to be. So I think it is very good to be connected in all the levels, from the script to the making to the performance to the acting. I don't know what different people feel about it. I think it's very good, but it's very tedious. I don't think I'm going to be doing this quite often. But only when I feel there's a story which needs to be told in a particular way, which I believe in, and I feel that I want to perform a character out of that story, only then will I get into the space of doing all the three together. But otherwise, I think I'm going to take it easy and just do one thing at a time.
आप लोग कौन से टेरर ग्रुप के हैं?
नाम रजिस्टर नहीं करवाया। मेरी शक्ल पे लग जा पांडू